What is going on, everybody? It is time for the I-71 Playbook Podcast. I am Bebe, and with me, as always, is Mr. BC. How are you, sir?
Oh, we're off the bye week, BB. How are you?
I'm coming off the bye week, a little spicy. So I'm gonna give a disclaimer right now. If we have young or sensitive ears that may be embarking on the pod tonight. Maybe we let them sit this one out because I don't know if I can harness the disbelief of what we have witnessed in the last 36 hours.
It's certainly been a ride. It's one that you're going downhill and you're going downhill. And you're like, eventually, I got to go back up, and we're still going downhill, and it's still going downhill.
Yeah, yeah.
And
This
and
is like
after
a roller coaster ride from hell.
after Kevin Stefanski's post game comments and presser today, we're going to continue to dive into the
Oh,
abyss.
we're gonna get into that.
So BB, could you show the audience, show our friends here, just how spicy things might get with just a visual?
So I did something that I haven't done in a little while. I actually did show prep. So I have one full page of things to talk about tonight. But when we get to about this portion right here, that's where we're gonna look out.
So I actually did some show prep of my own in my head, and then I was like, "This is tonight's going to be one of those nights." So we're just gonna. I don't know if you can read that. Let BB cook,
I
because
mean,
I'm going to tell you guys in the texturization we had a little earlier. I know we're in for an all timer, and I just have to sit back and enjoy. So with that, BB, where do we start? Where do
well,
we begin?
unfortunately, we gotta begin on kind of a downer and a bummer note. Yesterday, the news broke that longtime Cleveland Cavalier coach and former player for the Cavs, Lenny Wilkens, passed away at the ripe age of 88. So I was doing a little research because I Lenny Wilkens was like the face of the Cavs when I was little, like when I was starting to experience Cleveland sports. Um, he actually played for the Cavs and a host of other teams, but he played for the Cavs from 72 to 74. He was the coach from 86 to 93, coach of the year in 94, a four-time NBA All-Star coach. He was on the coaching staff for the Dream Team, the 92 Olympics, the Chuck Daly Lifetime Achievement Award in 2011, and a member of both the 50 and 75th NBA anniversary teams. I mean, he was just an awesome guy on the court, an awesome guy off the court, and it's it's kind of a bummer.
Fun fact:
End
he
of an
is
era.
he is he is one of I believe there were six people that were in the NBA Hall of Fame for three different reasons. So he was in there as a coach,
Did not see that.
as a player, and also as the head coach of the '96 Olympic team, which won the gold. So he got in there
Yep.
three times, and I mean some of the names like it was like Bill Russell, John Wooden, Lenny Wilkens, like it's just
Right.
crazy his contribution to basketball. And you said it perfectly. Like I can remember this was me this is my bad kid moments. I had a little
Uh-oh.
13-inch black and white with the rabbit ears TV in my
Oh, not the
bedroom.
rabbit ears.
Oh yeah, and I could some nights if I got those rabbit ears touching the wall correctly, I could get the Cavs games on 43. And so
Oh,
Lenny Wilkens, there's two. It's funny. A lot of people identify with players as they're growing up, and of course I have my favorites and stuff. But
right.
Marty Schottenheimer and Lenny Wilkens will forever be part of my childhood. Browns head coach Marty Schottenheimer, and then Lenny Wilkens. That was my same with me. My introduction to the Cavs
Mhm.
was those Lenny Wilkens teams, and had not been for that dastardly Michael Jordan, they probably win a couple championships too, probably. Um, but but yeah, definitely a legend, one of the greatest ever to lace up a pair of sneakers, and somebody I don't think gets enough run.
No.
It's kind of sad that post mortem here we are has a collective fan base of not just the Cavs but the NBA kind of
Mhm.
realizing his contributions to the game, and he's one of the reasons the NBA is why it is today or what it is today. So
Yeah. Big bummer. But
yeah,
88, I mean,
absolutely.
that's and he definitely led one hell of a life. So
Yeah, I
from
hope I
all
hit
of us
88.
here, right? I'm lucky if I hit 88 miles an hour uh on the
I
highway.
heard I heard if you hit 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious shit.
Some serious shit indeed. Speaking of some serious shit indeed, how about our Buckeyes? Little
uh,
segue there.
they are on just another level, and if it cracks me up because the thing that proves that Ohio State is by far the best team in the nation is what everybody is lapping praise on Indiana for. Indiana goes into a terrible, terrible, terrible Penn State. They go into Happy Valley, and once again, it's not always easy. They look awful for three quarters. They have one really good drive, and Gus Johnson, and we know I love Gus Johnson, but my God, loses his voice on the air screaming that Fernando Mendoza for one throw should win the Heisman after being down to
let's
Penn State. I
let's
mean,
talk about that because
what are we doing?
the absolute glazing by mainstream media of Indiana, and you know how I feel about the Indiana program. You know
You're a big fan,
we've
Kirk
been over this.
Sonetti's. Big fan.
Yeah, you can Google my thoughts on Kurt Signetti. Uh, but I mean, they're saying, oh well, Indiana rightfully should be the number one team in the country after a performance like that on Saturday. Are you high? Like what the hell? So you brought up Fernando Mendoza and his they should just absolutely give him the Heisman right now.
I
Just
think they
hand
should
him the
give him.
trophy.
I think they should give
After
him Football
that,
Player of the Universe. Like he is the greatest thing that's ever football's ever seen after this weekend.
right? Like he is the greatest that ever footballed, you know. So, but you know me, I got more receipts than a CVS, and I love me some stats. So let's look at a couple of stats, just for grins and giggles. Um, in a little segment we're gonna call "Just Saying."
See what you did there.
See what I did there? You like that?
See what you did there. Yeah.
Um, so let's take it back to this past Saturday. Um, Buckeyes go into West Lafayette, Indiana, and take on the other team from Indiana, Purdue,
Boiler
where
up.
our
Boiler up.
boiler up indeed, the spoiler makers, as it were. There was no spoiling. Um, so Julian, hopefully I can call him Julian, uh, went 27 of 33, one passing touchdown, one interception,
really,
and
really
went
his worst. That was his worst throw of the year too.
it
I
really
mean,
was like it was,
like
and
we
I
can
think he
count.
actually got, I think he got hit on that one too, so it was a little.
We can legit, like, on one hand talk about bad passes from Julian Sane through what are we in game number 9 now? So no, 8 games. So through 8 games, the dude has had less than 5 bad passes the whole year.
Right, right.
It's insane.
So for that, for less than 5 passes all season long, he should be absolutely just strung up and crucified. Meanwhile, with one drive, Fernando Mendoza is football Jesus. Um, But you know what? Okay, so it's not fair. Indiana hasn't played Purdue yet. Let's take it back. Let's go back to when Penn State visited the shoe 2 weeks ago. Let's look at that. 20 of 23.
So hold on.
What?
Like opponents. I just want to make sure we are talking like opponents. So we know what we're going to talk about what Mendoza and Stan did against the same Penn State
Yes.
defense in back-to-back weeks. Okay, go. Shoot.
If you would let me finish, then yes, then we would go.
I apologize. I just want to make sure that's
You
where we're
got
going with
you
this.
got. I know you got excited. I know it's okay. Just hold on to your pencil. Just chill out.
Oh, good. It's still there. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, it's still
The
there.
Bat
You're good.
Patricia is in full effect.
Oh, goody. 20 of 23, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, 316 passing yards. That's a pretty good Saturday.
Good day. Good day at the
Also,
park.
good day. Good day at the shoe. Also, Penn State lost in the shoe by 24, double digits. So, okay, so now here we go. Let's look at what Mendoza did. Football Jesus himself, the man who birthed the pigskin, lives and dies for football. Fernando Mendoza was 19 of 30 with 1 passing touchdown, 1 interception, and 218 passing yards. By the way, they survived Penn State, although that should probably be rephrased.
So, BB, is that the same Penn State that has not won a Big Ten match this year? Or Big Ten game out this year?
Same Penn State.
Same Penn State that's lost 5 games in a row going into that game? The same one that fired their coach? Lost their starting quarterback? You're telling me Indiana struggled with them?
I did. I did
Oh.
indeed.
Interesting.
So, but then you bring it back to the mainstream media, and it's Indiana needs to be number one, and Ohio State hasn't been tested, and they're not scoring, above 40 points because we don't have to. Point blank and period. Yeah, Indiana is putting up 50, 60, 70 points every week in and week out. But they're also giving up points as well.
Not against Penn State, they're not.
Nah, nope.
So it's interesting you bring this up because I don't know. So during the Ohio State game, by the way, I want to give credit where credit is due, and it always makes me giggle when I say his name, and he's a Michigan guy. But Jake Butt is literally becoming one of the best college football analysts. Every time he calls a game, like he's really good.
As much as I hate to admit it, he really is. And it's really better than Gus Johnson losing his absolute shit about a questionable touchdown.
Yeah. Gus, I love Gus. Don't get me wrong. I never want him to lose that energy, but that was embarrassing.
It was.
You
are a grown ass man.
I need to post this. There is a oh God, what was their name? It was a comedy troupe out of BYU, and they had this guy. They did this skit with Scott. God, what's his name? I'm totally blowing it right now. Scott Sterling, and they do a whole bunch of spoofs of they did a basketball spoof, a volleyball spoof, a soccer spoof, and they were all really funny. And at the very end, Scott Sterling's face saves the day. I'll have to show you the video. It's killer. But the announcer, Gus, sounded just like the announcer. So if you've seen the Scott Sterling volleyball video on YouTube, look it up. That's what Gus sounded like. And it was a parody of himself. And it's a shame because I'm afraid that Gus is going to be known for that call. But
he absolutely is.
Fernando Mendoza throughout that game was pedestrian at best. He was having probably his worst game of the year. He led him on one drive against the Jim Knowles defense, which we know you can do. And he did. Was it a great throw? It was a great throw. The catch was even more amazing.
It was.
The receiver made the throw look better than the throw was.
He did.
Because what a grab. What a grab. That kid was fantastic. But
And
the
it would
fact
have
that
been
you
even
want to
better if it wasn't like his foot didn't
it
come down on the line and it was
well,
questionable. Like,
right. And the thing is it shouldn't even got to that point. If Indiana wants to play for a national title, they should not be struggling against Penn State. Um,
no.
and so for all the people going, well, Ohio State hasn't played anybody, they're playing pretty much the same schedule.
Right.
Ohio State didn't have to play Oregon, and I
No.
didn't see Indiana play Texas. So, they're playing
No.
a lot of like opponents. And I truly think we're going to get to a Big Ten championship with both those teams undefeated, and we'll see it on the field. But
Well, and that's where I was
early,
going next.
early betting lines, like Vegas already, if it goes 10-0, both teams go 12-0, go into the Big Ten championship. Vegas already has Ohio State as 10.5-point favorites in that game. So anybody
Um,
who wants to, I can't believe I'm going to say it. The committee got it right last week. I was really afraid they were going to put Indiana and A&M ahead of Ohio State for whatever God-foreseen reason. But
because
they got
the
it.
Ohio State disrespect is real.
Yeah,
It really is.
yeah, they got it right. And once again, you watch the Purdue game, and this is where I get back to Jake Butt. Let's go full circle here.
Okay.
Jake Butt brought up a great point. He said
Hmm.
Ohio State, the way they're running their offense, because they don't have to score.
No.
He was calling them a python. He's like, they're just strangling teams and they're holding the
Hmm.
ball. It's all by design. And he said they are going to run 2 less games worth of plays than their opponents. And he said
Exactly.
this is absolutely a strategy by Ryan Day and his staff. They don't
Hmm.
have to score big. They could just go with their defense. They're not going to give any points, and they could just strangle teams with their offense. And that's
Hmm.
exactly what they're doing. We saw when they wanted to turn it up, and they did it against Penn State in that third quarter. They
Yep.
just like that. They shift gears, and like they have that at their disposal if they need it. They don't need it. And so
Right.
when you watch them, and you can tell the people that aren't watching,
Oh,
like you
you
can tell that
absolutely.
because like I said, and we talked about this earlier in the season, the Ohio State team gives you peak Alabama feels like in the mid 2010s. Like
Right.
when you saw Alabama, and they just demoralized you. They were better than you at every position. They were more
Hmm.
disciplined than you. They played smarter football. They were better coached than you. They had better athletes than you. And you needed everything to go right, and you needed them to be on their worst day to even compete with them.
Right.
To even compete with them. Ohio State has given up one touchdown over 20 yards this year. Think about that.
Hmm.
Against OU, where a defender slipped. And that's it. That is
Yeah.
it. And so, it's unbelievable. And now, once again, it's not a majority of the national talking heads out there know Ohio State's the best team, and they're saying it. But the fact that there are some people out there still saying that, oh, they haven't played anybody, that no, they're just
And they're the
they are
same.
just they haven't been tested yet. We're going to week 10 of this schedule, and they haven't been tested. Like
No.
that's insane. Even
No.
Texas didn't. Texas Arch Manning lucked into a touchdown that could have easily been overruled, or that game's 14-0. And they didn't
Right.
let Julian Sain do anything.
No.
I mean, it just the whole this, once again, I keep telling myself, like, calm down. I'm getting fired up now. Calm down, because what's going to happen? They're going to play Indiana.
They are.
They're going to play Indiana in Indianapolis. It's going to be a lot of fun, and they make their statement there. They make their
And
statement
that's where
there.
this all gets settled. Because
Yep,
the
absolutely.
same people who are saying, "Oh, well, Ohio State hasn't been tested. Ohio State, hasn't played anyone. This, that, the other." Everybody wants to beat Ohio State until it's time to play Ohio State.
Yeah.
And we, you and I are more or less children of the '80s, and we've said this line before. Little drunk Uncle Ricky, you want to be the man, you got to beat the man.
Woo!
Woo!
You
Drunk
know,
Uncle Ricky.
it goes back to Mike Tyson. You want to talk a lot of shit till you get punched in the face.
I mean,
It's like, and so
and
that's
that's what it is. Is
yeah.
it's all fun and games until you get punched in the mouth.
How many times, and it's every post game, do you have to watch an opposing coach go, well, that's the best team I've ever seen. Those are the best two receivers. And, oh, that quarterback's an NFL quarterback. We don't know how to stop him. Like, that defense has 11 guys who's going to start on Sundays. It's a wealth of riches right now, and Ohio State goes and takes care of their problem. They go and take care of their stuff this year because they're going to be favored in every game by double digits for the rest of the year. They go take care of everything. We're talking a dynasty. We're talking to begin.
Real quick, let's talk about it because we've got 3 games left in the season. We've got 2 more home games, and then we've got the game. We've got a little bit of a homecoming the next 2 weeks. It's kind of funny. Next Saturday night, we've got Nico Iamilava, who's coming back into the shoe for a night game with UCLA. I love that journey for him. I hope it goes very much the same way that it did when he was there with Tennessee. And then the week after that,
he took a beating in that game, but you know what? We both said after that game we were kind of fans of his on the field because he took a beating in that game and kept getting up. Yeah. He was all Tennessee had in that game.
He absolutely was. And I had absolute respect for him after that game. Yep. The bullshit him and his daddy had to do in the offseason, get wrecked. The week after that, Greg Schiano returns back to Columbus with Rutgers. Now, I saw something today, and it kind of made me laugh. The Big Ten has said that game between Ohio State and Rutgers is either going to be at noon, like 1 o'clock, or 4:30. And I'm like, okay, so the breaking news is that the Ohio State Buckeyes are playing football on a Saturday in November.
Yeah.
No shit. And then the last Saturday in November, high noon, going to the,
we're gonna have Gus on the call.
Oh, wonderful. But see, so let's take a look at the next 3 weeks for Indiana. So that's what we've got going on. Their next game is Wisconsin at home, which Wisconsin, it's basically how the mighty has fallen. For a number of years, Wisconsin had a really, really strong, decent program. And just to kind of see where they are now, it's a shell of what they used to be. And that shipwreck is being helmed by the one and only Luke Fickell.
By the way, did you see their AD gave him the vote of confidence and said he will be our coach next year?
Oh no, that's the kiss of death.
I happened to be watching the game Saturday night, and I came across the chyron, and I was like, "Whoa! I was not expecting that." Does that mean he gets fired at the end of the year?
They're gonna Brian Kelly him. Them and the AD. They're gonna meet Fickell on the field and be like,
By the way, our 2 biggest targets that we have on this pod in the past have been James Franklin and Brian Kelly. I'm just saying, do not piss this pod off. We will take your job from you. We will take your job.
I am Sicilian and I am No. Hold on. Don't you put that evil on me, DC. Because I did not take shit. There was nothing that I did. The silver tongue of sarcasm sitting here behind this smartphone. I'm just looking at what I'm seeing. This is just again, I have said it before. I'm an asshole with a smartphone. I didn't take shit. Brian Kelly and James Franklin got Brian Kelly and James Franklin fired. So I'm gonna say that right now.
Wholeheartedly agree. So are we saying right now that, by my logic, that the only reason Kirk Cinetti has a job is because of me?
Probably.
And I just cost IU $80 million. You guys are welcome. Go Hoosiers.
So again, they've got Wisconsin at home. Then they finally get a bye week. before they go into the game with Purdue. That's their rivalry game. We'll see in Indianapolis in a couple of weeks, boys. All right, let's get into some of the
Are we going to talk
what I
about
call.
felony? Are we going to talk about actual felonies or felonies against fandom?
We're going to start with actual felonies.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Uh, Buffoonery and bans is kind of where we're going with this segment. Um, Also, yesterday afternoon, news broke that both Luis Ortiz and Emmanuel Clase are being indicted on rigging pitches. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, this is how ignorant I am when it comes to all of this betting bullshit. How the hell do you rig a pitch? Like,
I'm not.
I
So I did not read the
clearly it
indictment.
can be done.
I got the Cliffs notes of the indictment just on my phone. I did not read the indictment. I need to, because I'm trying to. Also, my first thought was how did they decide the pitch? How are they indicating to the player? And
Right.
how did they organize it to get, like, what is there, like 400,000 people made these bets? It was like some crazy number of
It was
people.
astronomical.
Yeah, like it just spread, like they had a network, and and that's how they found it, these irregularities in betting. Um, my worst thing, and once again, I need to read the indictment, so I'm coming in here a little uneducated because it just popped yesterday, and of course, like most of us adults, we have to work during the day, so I didn't get much of a chance to look up this indictment and read it. But did this affect the ALCS last year?
I believe they
Because
said it went back to like 2023.
I knew it went back to 2023 because he was so shady. Like, we talked about it on the pod, how he just like lost his stuff. His breaking
Mhm.
balls weren't moving. His fastball was straight. Like, we noticed it in real time that there was some weird stuff going on
Right.
with his pitching. And I just wonder if we were actually onto it too, and we just didn't know it.
I mean, that's a fair assumption. And the more that's been
Yeah.
coming out, I mean, there's been stuff coming out almost hourly since the news broke yesterday. Um, and the more that I research and the more that I dig, the more questions I've got.
Yeah.
But what is the driving factor in all of this for me, which is where we get the buffoonery. I mean, obviously, if it's true and if they're found guilty, they're looking at lifetime bans,
Oh,
both of them,
yeah.
which as
Easy.
they should. Um,
Absolutely.
but there was something that just my jaw dropped, and I'm like, you and I were texting about it over the last 2 years or so. Emmanuel Clase has made around $12 million, give or take.
Yep.
The kickbacks that he took for rigging these pitches was 12 grand.
Yeah.
For someone who is making $12 million, that's ass wipe money. Like, what are you doing? For what?
And then the worst part
I
of
hope it was worth it.
yeah, and the worst, to me, the whole worst part about it. Okay, you want to be that guy, and you want to take that, and you want to throw your team under the bus to make a couple grand here or there. Maybe there's more to it. We don't know the full extent. We haven't heard his
Who knows?
side. Maybe they're threatening his family or so. I don't know. He got in with some bad
Who
people.
knows?
We don't know yet.
Who knows?
The fact that he pulled Luis Ortiz into this, that was clear in
Yeah.
the indictment. That he is the one who went to Luis Ortiz and said, "Hey, easy way to make some money." Blah 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 blah. And
Hmm.
that, what's getting Luis, and we forget these are both young guys too. What was Class say
Right.
26, and Ortiz is 24 or 25,
Something
and
like
and
that.
to ruin their entire lives over this, like over a
Their
couple
lives,
grand.
their career. Right. Ass
Yeah,
wipe money.
it
Like,
just
I don't get it. I don't understand. And I
so,
won't, because this is the second time in 2 months that you've got athletes professional
Yeah,
athletes that are now being indicted on betting charges. But sure, let's get into bed with all of the sports books across
yeah.
all sports because it's college sports, it's professional sports, it's inflatable T-Rex races on the Ocho. It's all across. It's nothing can possibly go wrong when you get into bed with Vegas.
No, it's just
Nothing.
like, and you know, when you see every other commercial or every in-game ad being FanDuel or DraftKings or whoever the sports book is, it's hard to imagine that it went this way. Like I mean, not hard. It's not hard to imagine that it went this way. Like this all makes perfect sense.
It
That
does. It really does.
so it just the whole thing's that I mean, kudos to Major League Baseball for I mean they're going to hand down lifetime suspensions. Good. Um,
Good.
the NBA probably should learn something because they did not sit Chauncey Billups and who is it, Terry Rozier when they knew they were under investigation. They did
No,
not sit them, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, this whole thing is just crazy. It's nuts,
it
and
really is.
so uh, Guardians are better off without those two,
Yep.
and yeah, just
Kick
uh,
rocks.
yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
We are uh we are 31 minutes in. We've had some pleasantries. We've had a few giggles. That's all about to change.
There's a point yesterday, BB, when the Cleveland Browns were down 14-7,
Hmm.
and they had given up 2 yards on offense. They were down
Yep.
14-7. They had given up 2 yards. Justin
Yep.
Fields, Justin Fields, other than this was dumbfounding. He threw the ball downfield. Okay, he
Hmm.
completed 2 passes past the line of scrimmage yesterday. This is an NFL quarterback,
Yeah.
and one by a touchdown.
Yeah.
Make it make sense, please. Make it make sense.
I can't. I can't. I really can't. I am absolutely at a loss for words because the agenda that is being pushed um, is absolutely unreal. And it yesterday shows a couple of different things. One of them is Stefanski has lost the room. He has absolutely lost the locker room. They trot him out there after another loss. And I told you last week, I said, if they lose to the New York Jets, we went into that game 2-7. Okay. That was our record going into yesterday. New York had a 1-7 record.
And just traded off their 2 best players, like
Right.
literally openly tanking.
Right.
That front
So
office was
you
upset
go
they
in
won
there.
yesterday.
Yeah. You're pissed off that you actually won a game. But here's where I'm at. Okay, so Stefanski clearly has lost the room, and now there's rumors that have been swirling around for about a month and a half or so that the locker room is incredibly divided. That you've got players that are actively and openly saying that they are not going to play to the best of their abilities because they no longer want Dylan Gabriel and they no longer believe in what Stefanski is trying to prove. So it'll be really really interesting in the next couple of days because another coach that had his ass to the fire this season was unceremoniously shit canned, and that's Brian Daboll with the Giants. Who's I'm sorry, what do you know what the Giants' record is this season? Just out of curiosity.
2-7.
It is. It is. So when you've got a 2-8 record and you still have a job. My question is why?
It doesn't make
Absolutely why?
so. I'm going to
It
push
makes
this
no
back
sense.
because I need to put my arms down here for a second. So yesterday, we always say it. We've been saying it for 25 years now since they've come back. The Browns cannot possibly top a way they've lost before when we see these just miraculous new ways of embarrassing themselves.
No.
And of course, yesterday you had the quadruple, the quadruple. You had the kick return and punt return. The closest kick return and punt return in NFL history within a game. 36 seconds separated those two plays.
Yep.
Ben, so you have that. And then at the end, Devin, they're 3rd and 16. Justin Fields has thrown the ball twice past the line of
Yep.
scrimmage. And Devin Bush, for some reason, is holding on to a tight end. And it's clear as day. Like, it's not like a ticky tack.
No.
Like, it's clear as day he held it. He held the
No.
tight end.
I saw it. It was
So automatic first down. Okay, they still have a shot. And then, Cam Thomas jumps off sides when the head coach is screaming, "Whatever you do, don't jump off sides." Nathan Segura is in the booth saying, "Whatever you do, don't jump off sides." In the huddle, they said, "They're not snapping this ball. Don't jump off sides."
right.
And,
Don't fucking move.
and yeah, there it is. The first
That's
one.
the first one. That's the first one. Oh, there will be more. Don't worry.
And so, no, it's just this like a pod moment. Like I kind of want to memorialize this now. The first F bomb on the pod. I'm kind of proud of you.
Don't make me laugh. Don't make me laugh. I'm pissed off right now, dude. Although, yes, this is a monumental occasion, and trust me, there's plenty more to come from.
It's all right. The Browns brought us to this. The Browns are to blame for this. And I sat there, I laughed, like I openly laughed. Like I can't. I'm not going to lose sleep about this team. They've stolen way too much of my money in the past. I laughed, but where I got irate, I'm flipping through Blue Sky. I'm flipping through Twitter, right? And they start reporting on Kevin Stefanski. And he says, hey, will there be some idea of possibly looking at changes and maybe with the quarterback? And he says, we're sticking with Dylan. Didn't say I'm going to watch the tape. Didn't say I'm going to watch tape. Didn't say, everything's on the board. We're 2-7. Our quarterback play. We have the worst quarterback in the NFL. Statistically, by eye, like.
Let's talk about Dylan for a minute, because again, this is where it's going to go off the rails, buddy. Here we go. Okay, buckle up. Last warning: sensitive ears. If you got Meemaw listening to the pod tonight, tonight, Meemaw. No,
this is your fault, Jimmy Haslam.
Earmuffs, okay?
This is your fault, Jimmy.
Buckle up. So after the draft, all we heard about Dylan Gabriel was that he is this highly accurate. He's an elite processor. He's advanced in NFL concepts and running an offense. He's like a human computer.
Supercomputer. Supercomputer was the quote.
I'm sorry, a supercomputer. Excuse me. I don't want to. Pardon me for. He's not a. The dude is a fucking gateway computer who is running Windows 96 with a backup AOL disk to get on goddamn dial-up. Supercomputer, my ass. Okay? I have a perfect example of this. This kid can't read a fucking offense to save his life. It's just think of this as the Food Network, baby, because we're cooking dinner. Let's go. 4th and 1. Okay? You know the play. I saw this and I couldn't believe it. I'm like, you have got to be absolutely shitting me. Nope.
No, it's real. It's real.
Picture it, if you will. Well, little little Golden Girls for you right now. Okay, picture it: East Rutherford, New Jersey, 2025. Browns are at 4th and 1. They need 1 yard. They need a fucking pubic hair to get another set of downs. Ball is snapped. Gabriel stands there like a deer in headlights, like he probably shit his pants. Meanwhile, he's got 4 options that he can distribute that ball to. Does he do that? No. He stands there with his thumb up his ass and gets sacked. The Browns turn now the ball over on downs.
Did you see? Did you see the still frame of that play?
Yes.
There's 5 open receivers.
Was
They're
there
all
5?
open. There's 5 open receivers. Like the Jets were playing
I
off
must have missed.
coverage. They went zero blitz. They were playing off coverage, and there was 5 open guys, and he takes a sack. Like it's not. It wasn't probable. I mean, there. Look, I don't.
What are we?
I'm
What?
I'm sure Dylan Gabriel's a nice guy.
He's a great kid off the field. Every
Yeah.
interview that I've
I'm.
seen from Dan Lanning, while his time in Oregon, leading up to the Heisman, all of that, he's a great kid. He's not a starting quarterback, and if he is, he's not a starting quarterback here. So now you've got more people who are screaming, and even the mainstream media is getting involved in this. And we're waiting on Shador. Why? Mary, your
He,
girl.
oh,
I saw
okay.
something from your girl today that
Don't call
absolutely
her.
made
Do
me
do not call her my
irate.
girl.
She ain't mine. I can't stand the bitch. Mary Kay Cabot is like, no, no, no. We shouldn't be too quick to put in Shador because there's what 9 games left in the season, 8 games left in the season. I don't even know anymore. How many games do we have left before the shit show's over?
I think there's still 8 games left.
Okay. She's like, 8 games is a long time if Shador Sanders isn't what we think he is. Bitch, we've had 9 games with Dylan Gabriel, who is absolutely dog shit terrible.
There's a play.
Like the amount I'm gonna say something and you're not gonna like this. And I told you I don't give a shit anymore.
Go ahead.
And I'm gonna preface this again before I get canceled. I am a member and an ally of the LGBT community. So what I am about to say, I say with nothing but love. That man sucks more than a hooker having a buy one get one sale on rent day. Have a
Oh,
goddamn seat.
so he
You okay over there? You good?
I've been waiting for this moment since we started this
You
pod.
okay? You good?
I've been waiting for this moment. I knew it was going to happen eventually. We've talked throughout this pod that our discussions behind the pod on text, folks. You're starting to see them now. Okay, so there was a pass
Oops.
yesterday. Well, there's 2 passes of many. Dylan Gabriel rolls out. He rolls out to his left. On the other side is Malachi Corley. And Malachi Corley has Wyatt Teller, who had just pancaked a guy. There's nobody else on the side of the field. Dylan Gabriel throws the ball 15 yards to this guy. He is getting at least 40 yards, maybe scoring a touchdown. It's like if you saw it from behind, I caught a glimpse of the all 22 on YouTube the day of this play. Dylan Gabriel proceeds to throw the ball 15 feet over his head. 15 feet, like almost into the stands. And then has so you see Malachi Corley like jump up and down because he knew it was there. Like he just like,
Right.
dude, anybody can make this throw. BC can make that throw. BB can make that throw. Yet he threw it 15 feet above his head. And I'm not exaggerating. The ball was 15 feet in the air. Like
don't doubt
it. Like he'd have had, I can't. And then Dylan Gabriel, and they caught this on camera. And I was watching a game with my mom yesterday, and little
We
background on my
love
mom.
Mama BC.
Little background on my mom. She's unfortunately living in a nursing home, so we try to get out as much as we can, and we want to watch the Browns. And I kid you not, Dylan Gabriel throws this ball, and he goes, "My bad, my bad." And my mom says, "Well, no shit."
We love Mama BC for that
And
very reason. We love
I
her.
just, I just lost it, and I was just sitting there, and I'm just like, "What world are we living in when it's okay that this guy's the quarterback?" Like,
It's not.
you have, you legit have one of the most accurate passers in the history of college football, with more talent, more arm strength, um, more accolades in college. I mean, he was a Heisman finalist. So was Dylan Gabriel, I guess. But
He
the
was, yeah.
point, the point being is, this guy's changed cultures at two programs,
Right.
and for some reason,
But fuck him, I guess, right? Like, nobody cares. Like, it's, I don't know.
and then Kevin
But here's
Stefanski, we're sticking with Dylan.
the only thing that I will say, the only positive that I will absolutely say about this, and I've got two more points about the Browns before we get off this dumpster fire. Um, I absolutely want to commend Shador in the press, because if you look at him on the sidelines yesterday, there was a time where Gabriel came off and he was obviously frustrated because
It was after
he
that throw.
sucks.
It was after
Was it
that
after
throw.
that? Was it? Because
Yep.
I saw Shador was right there, and he's trying to hype him up. He's trying to keep him in the game. But
Yep.
also, when he's got microphones in his face every 10 minutes, he's saying all the right things. So this kid is continuing to get shit on for no reason. I mean, there needs to be a documentary as to why the Shador
But,
haters of it all.
by the way, what just happened to the guy who started all the rumors about him during the draft? Oh, he just got fired.
Oh, oh,
Yeah, Brian Dable, the one that
yeah,
started he's the cause of the fall.
I
Just got
know.
fired. And it's like, you know,
I think that's kind of called karma.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. And I'm trying to be my most logical self here. Okay. There is a reason. There is a reason why Shador's not playing. We don't know that reason. And the Browns never addressing that reason does nothing but lead us to speculation. And watching Dylan Gabriel literally spike a ball into the ground 5 yards from him. You remember that one too?
Oh, I
Throw a
do.
ball 15 feet above a guy's head. Throw to a wide open Jerry Jeudy 5 feet behind him.
Yeah.
Even his touchdown was a duck that got lucky.
Yep.
You know, watching this, and you don't even have, like, my mom once again, that kid's not very good, is he? No, mom, he's not. And it's like, you don't have to even know the game to understand what you're watching is ridiculous.
Right.
Like
Right.
this, and once again, this is not a personal attack on Dylan Gabriel. He's just not an NFL quarterback.
He's not
Um,
there yet. And that's not to
and
say that he won't.
and he's not Google's quantum computer like the front office wanted us to believe. He's exactly what you said. He's like, you went to the Gateway store and you're like, hey, I need the most memory. That's about it. He probably has a
Speaking
playbook
of our
memorized.
front office, hold on. There was a small bright spot in the buffoonery that was a Sunday in November for Cleveland Browns fans. Did you see this? Do you know where I'm going with this?
I don't know where you're going, because I'm like,
Well, the Moneyball era in Cleveland is officially over.
got out of there before he got lost number 100.
Nope. Yesterday was loss number 100 for
But
him.
but he got out. He got out of there before then. He's no longer a Browns employee. He stopped on 99, but he was there at the game.
No, yesterday was number 100. It wasn't 99. It was
I
100.
know, I know, but he's not officially a member of the Browns anymore. So,
The news broke after the game was over, so I'm counting it as he got his
oh
100 plus.
no,
But here's the other thing.
what Di Podesta? No, he
Yeah.
left the middle last week. You
Oh,
didn't
did
see
he?
that? Yeah, I thought you sent me that last week.
Did I? What?
I think so. I thought you
It
you're
seemed to
just
broke yesterday. I don't know.
it's your man crush on Dan Campbell and your Detroit Lions. It just he took over playing calling and they score 44 points and you're just like
I got in trouble. Hold on. I
F
got in
them
trouble
Browns.
yesterday.
Why is that?
Well, I've been saying fuck them Browns for longer than last week. What? This
I'm
is a
just
new
admiring.
era.
Can you
This
tell I'm
is
just
a new
admiring this?
era.
I'm just admiring the show now.
There's a new sheriff in town for the I-71 Playbook Pod, man. It's a new day.
Oh gosh.
No, I almost. So funny fact, and I got one last thing to bitch about the Browns, and then we can wrap this all up. I got in trouble yesterday. So I am the kind of person where we have football on 4 days a week,
Right.
and it's not even necessarily always our teams, but it's just there's football on, and
Yeah.
you see some good games that way. So we didn't get an early game, or the offerings that we got for the early game because Detroit was playing at 4. We got Tampa Bay and New England, and I got in trouble a lot, and my kid threw me under the bus.
Tell me.
So the head coach of the New England Patriots
Mike
is
Vrabel.
someone who I have had a man crush since his days in Columbus. And he's a good looking dude. Like, I'm not gonna lie. He's a good
Yeah,
looking
he's
dude.
handsome. He's a handsome man. No doubt.
That was said several times in my living room yesterday. Anytime that they'd flash him on the screen, I'd like, that is a handsome man. And my
You're not
person
lying.
wasn't like reacting to it and wasn't saying anything about it. Because if anything, I'm sure he would go to the line from The Blind Side where Sandra Bullock says that, I believe, about Saban. She's like, that is a handsome man. And her husband's like, I'm sitting right here. I know. Uh, so, so I think by the third time I said it while they flashed Vrabel on the screen, my kid, who's also sitting in the living room, is like, Dad's in the room. I'm like, I'm aware. I said what I said. Whoops. But yeah, so I almost got in trouble. And my
That's
kid
all
threw
right.
me under the bus.
That's all right. We're allowed.
All right.
You're allowed your hall passes. It's fine. It's fine.
Right. It's not like I'm ever gonna meet him. Right. Like, and also I've seen his wife, she's gorgeous. So like she's just pretty on TV, that's all. I guarantee I get in front of that man and I'm like the little toddler at the mall that's like, say hi. And you're just like, that'd be me. So out of all of the chaos and emotions and pissed offness that was the loss yesterday, there was a comment that came out from kind of a surprising source for me, and that's Joe Thomas. Now, mind you, Joe Thomas is a god in the city of Cleveland. He absolutely is. He is a legend. Um, he's a Hall of Famer. Great dude on and off the field. I got one more F bomb in me.
Okay, so I did not. I want to preface this. I did not hear what he said. I just got your anger tweeting about him or anger texting about him.
So I'm gonna read the quote first, and then I'm gonna go off. So he says, after a tough loss to the Jets, I want to remind everyone that there still is a reason for optimism. The Browns are in a position to make some big moves in the upcoming draft. And there's the silver lining. This team has the talent to bounce back, and we've got a chance to build something special. With all due respect, Joseph, shut the fuck up. Unless Andrew, sure, yeah, they've got draft capital for days. They're making moves. They're stockpiling draft capital. They're building everything that they gave when we brought the $230 million mistake toddler to town. They're trying to they can do that. But as long as you've got Andrew Berry at the helm, it's going to do absolutely nothing. He got lucky this year with the draft. He absolutely did. The embarrassment of riches that he was able to pull home this year, but he can't
Well,
develop talent. He hasn't been able to.
yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I can't remember who I heard today was talking about the fact that good coaching staffs. There's a reason why good teams never draft high because they can develop their
Right.
talent.
Right.
And there's a good reason why the same teams are in the bottom. The Browns, the Jets, the Giants, Tennessee. Like, there's a reason why those teams traditionally just suck because they don't develop talent. And
No.
when you really do a deep dive into the Andrew Berry, Kevin Stefanski era, and you think of what they were handed in 2020,
Mm-hmm.
they were handed a team on the verge of a Super Bowl. Right? That's what they were handed. A multi-time Pro Bowl quarterback that they ran out of town because he wasn't an adult. A once in a lifetime running back who unfortunately got hurt. The best offensive line in the NFL. A first ballot Hall of Famer at defensive end, the most important position other than quarterback in the NFL. Two Pro Bowl wide receivers. A borderline Hall of Fame cornerback. They had this. They were handed this. And now look where we are 6 years later. We've had we've had one playoff victory. We have not won an AFC North. The highest they finished is third, because in both playoff years they were third place teams in the AFC North. And we are now saddled by the worst contract in the history of football for a quarterback that they evaluated and said was going to put them over the top, who played 19 games for $250 million and did nothing.
Yep.
We sit here and watch a guy like Baker, and I know you keep bringing up Baker, develop into even a better quarterback than when Stefanski had him. Hell, Jacoby Brissett's having the best year of his career.
He is. He absolutely is.
And Joe Flacco.
And we love that for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Joe Flacco can't do anything in this offense for 4 weeks, goes to Cincinnati. And granted, he's got two of the best receivers in the game. It doesn't matter. Right. He threw for almost 500 yards 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's incredible the doldrums that this offense is. It doesn't matter who's calling plays. It could be Ken Dorsey. It could be Tommy Rees. It could be Mahatma Gandhi. I don't give a shit. Kevin Stefanski. It doesn't matter. It doesn't get better because
no.
And it gets back to Kevin Stefanski, and it's taken me a while to get to this point. You know that, but this is a guy who uses the word system fit. And I hate that for a coach. I hate drafting players, going to free agency. Just get good football players and make your system fit your team. It doesn't work the other way around for good teams.
No.
It doesn't work the other way around.
No.
I will tell you a true story. I don't think I've ever told this on the pod. So when I was in college, I got to do some commentary for Mount Union football. So I was traveling with the best football program in the country. Yes, D3, but still the best program in the country. And one of the most respected football coaches in history is Larry Karras. And I got to interview him every week, and it was awesome. And afterwards, we sit down. I went to school with his kids. I've known his family for a while, and we just sit down and talk. And I was getting ready to be his first year. I was gonna coach baseball at Alliance, and I remember asking Coach Karras. I said, I'm a new coach. What's the best advice you could give me? I said, you're the most successful coach in the history of football, and he is. He still is to this day. I said, what advice could you give to a new coach? And he looked at me and he goes, Brian, coaches don't make the players, players make the coaches. And I will tell you, if you notice, our schemes look different year to year depending on the players, but we bring in the best players, and then we as coaches have to figure out how to make it work. And that stuck with me. Absolutely. And so when I'm watching coaching, it dawns on me that's what the great coaches do.
Yeah.
Nick Saban did not have a system. Hell, Bill Belichick, every year that offense looked different. I mean, you had Tom Brady. Don't get me wrong. But it didn't matter who you had a receiver. It didn't matter who you had skill positions. I mean, every year they have three running backs. They never had, they had never had really. I'm trying to think. Did they ever have an amazing receiver other than Wes Welker? The point being is, you look at these great coaches. They make their teams work with the talent, and they just get good players. Right. And how many times have you heard Kevin Stefanski say, "Oh, they fit. This is a good scheme fit. This is a good fit to our scheme." Scrap the scheme, Kev. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Okay, you do have some good players, especially on defense, but you do have some players. But I guarantee you, Jerry Jeudy doesn't have to look as bad as he's looked. I guarantee you could change some stuff in the running game to get some bigger holes for Quinshon Judkins. I can guarantee you could get some more passing lanes for Dylan Gabriel. He still might throw the ball on the ground, but at least we'll be able to see. Point being is Kevin Stefanski has a system that, by the way, is becoming antiquated in the NFL.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that system doesn't work in today's game, and that is the backwards way to build a team. And I heard it personally in a one-on-one conversation with one of the greatest football coaches in the history of the game. And he was 100% right. And as long as we have a coach or coaching staff that has a scheme, it used to drive me nuts. Remember the big arguments we'd have during the heydays of the Browns sucking about, is it a 3-4? Are they a 4-3 fit? No, you get good players, you make a defense that fits your players.
Right. You make it work.
Right. And it's just it's not working.
Well, it's not. It hasn't worked for a very long time.
It's not going to get better next year. These guys haven't developed anything. It's not going to get better.
No.
It's not going to get better.
So the Browns could go into next year's draft. They could have all 32 picks. It could be the Cleveland Browns and the first round. Pick number 1. Pick number 2. You could have all 32 picks. You're still going to be fumbling around with what you bring home, like a kid trying to figure out a bra in the backseat of a car on prom night. It's not going to work.
We talked about this draft class, and you brought it up too. And let's think about it. I mean, Mason Graham's been good. He hasn't been a world beater, and that's okay. I'm not saying
he's a rookie.
We got to give him time. He had a great game yesterday. I think he had 3 QB pressures. He had a really good game. Fine. Okay. Carson Schwetzinger's a dude. He's a dude. He's a cornerstone of your team for years to come. He's a dude.
He is. He is also currently one of the front runners now for the Rookie Defensive Player of the Year.
He needs to get it. He's gonna be in the Pro Bowl.
They were whispering around with his name. Yep. It was between him but Abdul Carter was still the thing. And I heard after yesterday that he's the front runner, and he absolutely should be. That kid has been absolutely phenomenal.
In the words of Bebe, that guy's going to be a problem for a long time. He's
the best way possible. He's going to be an absolute fucking mess.
Yeah, he is a cornerstone of that defense for years to come. Quinshon Judkins, if he gets any help, is going to be a very, very good running back.
He is. But
He's
we
only
need other
average,
things. It
but
can't be a pitch to
but
Quinshawn every time.
Quinshon
Because
Judkins can't. Yeah, he can't run against a 7-8 man box every week because he can't throw the
right,
ball. So
right,
that's it. The first 3 picks. Let's go to Harold Fannin. Harold Fannin is leading rookies and receivers. So 4 out of 4 ain't bad.
right.
Dylan Gabriel, not good.
No,
Shador Sanders, we haven't seen.
don't know.
Dylan Sampson, I think Dylan Sampson will be a nice accessory piece. But at his size, he's not a feature back, and he doesn't scare anybody because the passing game's so bad. So there's just
Right,
nothing he can do. So it's just, even I would say the jury's still out on this rookie class.
right.
Definitely hit on Schlesinger. Definitely hit on Judkins. Think he hit
Right.
on Fannin. But that's 3 of the 7 guys you drafted, and we still, who knows? Who knows? But I'm not going to, I want the Browns to win. I don't want to play for a draft pick. I think that's loser mentality. I'm sick of, once again, there's never, ever been teams that try to lose, continue to lose. It's a culture
Yeah.
thing. Teams that continue to win. You know who hasn't had a high draft pick in a while? Philadelphia Eagles, the Kansas City
Nope.
Chiefs, the Buffalo Bills. They haven't had high draft picks in a while. Tampa Bay
Nope.
Buccaneers. Detroit Lions cleaned house, and you know what Dan Campbell said? We're not going to have that kind of mentality. Let's just get some good football
So
players.
and I talked about this, and this is exactly what needs to happen in Cleveland, and it won't, unfortunately, because for
No.
years, Lions fans were screaming that William Clay Ford needed to sell the team, sell the team, sell the team, and he never did. You know what happened? He died. You know who took over? His wife. You know who stepped aside? The wife. You know who now is in charge? The daughter.
Yeah.
She's the one who changed the culture. She's the one who came in and cleaned house. She got rid of their GM. She got rid of your favorite defensive coordinator, Matt Prevent Patricia, and
The
brought
best
in.
the best defensive coordinator in college football, by the way. Okay, but go ahead.
Moving on quickly. But she brought in, as the president of football operations, the one person who actually was kind of instrumental in the Browns actually looking somewhat like an actual football team. Johnny Optimism himself.
You know it, buddy boy.
Not the buddy boy. Forgot about that. So she brings in him. And then she brings in Brad Holmes. And she brings in Dan Campbell. And it wasn't overnight. They're still building from now. Like, they're still improving upon what they've got going. And even with losing both of their offensive and defensive coordinators, they're still making noise in the NFC North. And unfortunately, that's what Cleveland has to do. They literally have to torch the thing from top to bottom, and there is no foundation. And now that you've got Jimmy building Jimmy World, first of all, you're pricing out your fans. Cleveland has one of the most loyal, passionate, and rabid fan bases, and you mentioned it last week. So do you really think that people who are now in this day and age with this climate, because of everything else that's going on, that are speaking more with their dollars? You've got boycotts that are happening. You've got people who are like, cool, you screw up, you're done. No money for you. So do you honestly think that putting out a continual and perpetual dog shit product onto the field, you think someone's really going to drop $6,000 on season tickets or
No,
seat
it's gonna be more than that. Yeah, it's
It's
gonna be
going
more
to
than
be way
that.
more than that. So it's
It,
just,
yeah,
it's not going to change. It's not going to change. It's
it's
not.
not. And you're
And
gonna
I
have the same
think,
people. You're gonna have the
go
same group
ahead.
of people. picking. If I hear the term thought partner one more time, I'm going to kick my effing screen. Like if I have to hear that come from them, we're thought partners. Like that corporate bullshit does not work in football. Let's just stop.
No,
Let's
it
just stop
doesn't.
it.
And the fact that the Browns are saying that they're not partners with anyone, there's 3 brain cells between the two of you, and they're fighting for 4th place.
And this was a Ivy League educated front office and coaching staff, and this is what we got.
You can be book smart or you can be street smart. You
Yeah,
can't be both.
just give me some football guys making football decisions, looking for football players, and just the
Hey,
whole
you
thing.
know what?
The whole
Joe Thomas that wants us to be optimistic about a draft. Cool. Welcome to being our new GM.
it's not going to be worse than what it is.
Right. It can't get any worse. If you bring in Shador, if you bring in a vet like Joe Thomas, who's lived and breathed and died Cleveland Browns football for decades, how bad can it be? Where can we possibly go? Because we're in the basement. We're in
So
the sub basement. Like we
and
can't get worse. This organization is terrified to win, and that's where I'm going to leave it. Is
we're
that
heading
they
to the
are terrified to win.
we're heading into the holiday season, and the words of Clark Griswold, we're in the depths of hell.
Right.
Oh, okay. So one last thing
But
just
we
one
are the
last thing before
jolliest
we
bunch
go.
of assholes this side of the night.
If one last thing, next week, guys, the Browns are playing at 4:00. So I can't imagine what that crowd's going to look like when they roll Dylan Gabriel out there. I can't imagine how many Baltimore fans are going to be there, how many empty seats are going to be there. I'm just going to tell people do what I'm going to do next week. I might check on my phone. I'm going to get Christmas stuff done. I'm not wasting any more time on this team until
I
they
have a
until they
photo
let
shoot plan.
until they let me know they're serious. I'm not going to be serious about it. And this
I
is
have
not
a
serious. Not a serious football
I
team.
don't, no. I have a fun photo shoot plan for next weekend. So
So enjoy.
I will. I will.
Knock them
Okay.
dead. Oh,
Well, funny you mentioned
therapy.
that.
Therapy is done for this week.
It is. I ranted, I raved, I bitched, I cursed.
You killed it.
With
You
all
killed
of
it.
I did. You know what? I kind of did. I'm a little proud of myself, little.
You cooked.
And I said, I don't know if you're gonna be able to read this, but it's like it says rant and it says say all the things.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you
And,
did.
and I think I did. So with all
Oh,
of that being said, and there was a lot that was said tonight in an hour and 13 minutes. From the dog pound to the shoe and all of the buffoonery in between, I'm Bebe.
NBC.
This has been the I-71 Playbook Podcast.
Like and subscribe, guys.